Aloha and welcome to Healing Ways with Kayla Ray. Today I want to talk a little bit about something that's been happening to me, and I'm wondering if maybe it's happening to some of you too. I've been experiencing a lot of brain fog. And for those of you who don't know what brain fog is, you can actually think about it as a good visual as having a bunch of fog come in through your brain. It makes it difficult to find what you're looking for in there, to recall words sometimes. It feels like, almost like you just sort of woke up, that same state of spaciness, mental grogginess, not being able to instantly recall things you could recall normally, just a little bit more struggles on that end. And I know I've been ill and under the weather, so that certainly could play a part in it, absolutely. However, this has been going on for quite a while, I would say almost a month or so. It's just been really interesting for me to observe. The funny thing is, it's not so much that I can't do my daily things. I'm able to do my daily things. I'm just finding that there are holes or pukas, as they say, in my brain. I'm not coming up with the words. I'm not coming up with the things. And if I try too hard to think of what I'm looking for, it doesn't come. In fact, even doing these videos, sometimes I'll write a little sketch about what I want to say or some topic, and by the time I get to actually doing the video, can't remember half of what I wrote down. I have no idea. I just go with the flow. And that's actually the interesting part of all of this, is that despite the fact that I'm having difficulty recalling things, bringing things up when I want them, it's not that things are lapsed in my life. I'm not forgetting to pay any bills. I'm not forgetting anything that needs to be done or my responsibilities. Things are getting taken care of. I'm just not actively thinking about them as much. The talker, that one with all the thoughts in your brain that goes constantly, has been more quiet. In fact, there's been a lot of space in my brain. It's been kind of nice. And I've actually been remembering things the moment I need to remember them. I'm getting a lot more intuition. Thoughts are popping into my mind the moment I need to remember them, the time when it's most important and pertinent. I'll remember a day before it's rent. The rent is due, and I'll go, oh, better write that check. But I'm not thinking about it or planning ahead. Now, for a person that has been, in the past, more type A, it's difficult for me to get through that sometimes, and it's a scary thought a little bit. But things are working out. It's kind of unusual, and I actually feel more in tune. So I was just sort of letting the stew in my brain, and I like to use that analogy, put it in your crock pot, put it in the crock pot of your brain and let it stew and just see what bubbles up. Put it on simmer. I've been doing that and letting things sort of simmer instead of actively think about and attack them. And as I was simmering on it and half thinking about it, half, in my brain fog, what came up is this is part of the consciousness evolutionary process. I don't think that I'm in beta 100% anymore when I'm awake, which most of us are not, but I don't think I'm 100% conscious, aware in beta brainwaves. I think I'm going to alpha a whole lot more. And that's the state where we daydream, we're in a mild trance. And what's interesting about that is there's information to access there. And I think that part of ourselves is connecting with that higher self, and that part is running the show a little bit more for me. So as much as it can be frustrating in the moment when I feel like my ego self wants to know something or bring something up or recall it, but if I allow, take a breath and take a pause, the words that I needed will usually just pour right out of me. And sometimes I'm surprised, not really sure where that came from. I didn't actively think of that. I didn't actively intend for that, but it's just coming. It's really bizarre. And now, of course, if you're experiencing brain fog for a really long period of time, or it's bothersome to you, distressful, or creating problems, major problems in your life, please go seek medical or mental health professionals. Seek someone who can really help you with that, because there is brain fog associated with some clinical symptoms as well as physical symptoms. However, for me, I I don't think that's what's going on. I'm dreaming a lot more. I'm daydreaming a lot more. I'm getting in tune with my abilities, my intuitive nature. Things are dropping in, thoughts are coming in, and I want to be in a state of allowance for that. As much as my ego might say, that's not okay, there's something wrong. I need to know things when I need to know them. The other part of me says, this is really cool. This is really neat. I'm getting downloads. This is incredible. I'm thinking things and saying things. I don't know where they came from. And that's awesome. Because it's always something helpful, positive, in the right direction. And so right now, I'm in a state of observation. And I'm wondering how many out there are also experiencing this. I'm going to go with it's not zero. I think there's something happening here, and these are the things to pay attention to. So if this is happening to you, let me tell you, you're not alone. And the best thing that I can think of right now is just be in that state of observation. Watch it. Observe. Just observe yourself, your thoughts, and what's happening in your world. If it's a state of positivity, if things are happening and flowing, and this is actually an aid in some ways, and not bringing you down so that your life stops to a halt or you can't get through it, maybe there's something to this process. Maybe it's all part of it. That's my thought. I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love to hear your experience. Please comment, like, and share, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening to today's Healing Ways. Aloha.